Hello, Steve White, Steve White C9. Well, I was planning to do a big Madonna-thon for her birthday, and that got pushed back a week. And it then started up the next week. Now, it was supposed to be the music videos, the live performance, the concerts, and the films. I got through the music videos fine, but when I went to start the concerts, things interrupted and interfered, and then also realised there were 2 versions of Who's That Girl, 5 versions of Blonde Ambition, 2 versions of The Girly Show. I think there's 2 versions of Drown World as well. And I realised it's going to take me a lot longer than I planned to get through these. And thanks to insomnia and sleep deprivation and people interfering with my schedule, I was not able to get it done in like a weekend. So it's like 2 weeks later, and I've just gotten through the last of the concerts, and then I watched the Truth or Dare in Bed with Madonna sections, including the Like a Prayer and Hanky Panky that were included at the end of the video. So it was an interesting little journey, seeing Blonde Ambition in so many different ways and different angles and everything, and seeing parts of it that I didn't sort of see before and didn't realise. Now, I grew up with Blonde Ambition Barcelona on video that my brother recorded and gave that to me. And then, of course, the scenes from Madonna. Later, I got the Nice version, and I did see that projected on a cinema screen. So I maybe saw that 3 times. I found the Huston version on a DVD somewhere, and I think I maybe watched it once. So some of these I'd never really watched before. I'd never seen New Jersey before. I'd never seen the Japan version. And like I said, Houston I think I watched once. And Nice I'd only seen a couple of times. So it was kind of strange because I'm just used to the one version, or the 2 versions really, of some of the songs. So I started off with the loose hair, which had her hair out in curls first. So I watched Barcelona again, which was weird because the full concert had a few little parts cut out that weren't in the live broadcast that I saw, because they just cut to ads after each song, and they missed a few little bits out in between, like the guy putting that t-shirt on Madonna, and the bowing after Vogue, and so forth. The video of it is fairly good. It's fairly soft, so it doesn't feel sharp. You don't have a lot of detail, but it has a little bit more even contrast than some of the other performances, which feel sharper, but the whites are really blown out, and often Madonna is really blown out herself, and especially her corset from Express Yourself is basically white. You don't really see that it's pink and see the detail in it and that. So I don't know what the best version is. I think, I'm not sure. I think it's probably Nice. Nice is a bit contrasty, but it does have sharper image overall, because I was sort of comparing the different images as well as the different concerts. Nice is better shot. They have more angles. They have better angles. Obviously, it was more well planned, as opposed to the other ones, which are more just to be shown live. And I think New Jersey and Houston were both just taken from the video recorded for the screens. I don't think they were really meant to be shown on TV. But I heard Jersey was filmed for TV, but it didn't happen, so it wasn't shown. Nice was always meant to be on HBO, and like I said, it had better angles, and it was better shot. Although it has that really annoying section at the end where everyone jumps in the hole, and I get that these are all people Madonna works with and knows, but for fans we really don't care, and it just really drags out. And again, it's strange to have like the bowing at the end of Vogue, and then they'll strike a pose at the end, the curtain drops. That wasn't something they ever saw. I think the Nice version, it does have kind of more diverse colour, whereas Barcelona is a lot more murky and sort of flat in some ways, but you do get some of the middle tones and some of the detail and some of the lighter colours. It's not as blown out and contrasty, but again, not as sharp. Then when we get to the ponytail sections, because I never saw the concert with her with the ponytail, and I thought those were the ones done later or earlier. I thought America, she had the long hair, the hair out in the curls, like in Bed with Madonna, but that was actually filmed in France. They filmed 3 concerts in France in the same arena, and there is still some speculation as to whether they filmed the whole concert. What I understand is that they filmed different sections in each night, and they did get the whole concert, but other people are saying they only filmed the sections that they knew they were going to use. But how they could have known what they were going to use that early, and the idea that, well, of course, if they're only filming different sections each night, so it's kind of easy that someone's going to think that they didn't film the whole concert. But I'd like to think they filmed the whole concert, and it's possible one day we may actually get the whole thing reconstructed. But some people are saying it's impossible, some people are saying it could happen, some people are saying either way the film has been lost for years, so I don't know what's going to happen there. But it's so weird to see her performing with the ponytail in the Japan and Jersey and Huston versions. Japan's probably the best well shot, and that was actually released in video and Laserdisc. Exclusively in Japan. So yeah, it's just strange. I mean, the colour's nice, it's got some of the mid-tones, it's not as blown out as New Jersey and Huston. New Jersey looks the worst. The whole thing is really blown out, and Madonna's like just white the whole time, and looks like just really extreme lighting. Huston was interesting because it starts off, it's got this murkiness to it and yellowness, and I thought, because I only really paid attention to the first, part, Express Yourself. I thought the whole video was like that, and I thought, ugh, I'm never going to watch this. But once it gets past that, the lighting changes for the next song, and it shifts on the video, and it's actually, even though it's got a really, really oversaturation of colour, the other scenes, it's different colour and different lit. So, like you get a lot of blues, a lot of greens, yellows when it's yellow, but it's not sort of, I thought the whole video is going to be murky with extreme colour, and the whole video is going to be sort of like yellow and brown, but the whole concert, and it's not. So it's kind of nice to watch, and there's a lot of like with the other videos, the softer ones, there's a lot of middle tones. You can tell this was really just video though. New Jersey and Huston are very soft and very video, whereas Japan and Nice, they were pulled from Laserdisc, so they have a slightly sharper image. I don't think they lost some of the image quality that videos do lose over time. Yeah, like I said, it's just so weird to see all these different parts, just to see songs from different angles and different parts and different editing, different parts and parts. I'm very much used to certain shots and certain things, and some of it they did pretty much film and stage things the same each time. Other times it's totally different, and sometimes it's the performance that changes. Like there's some changes to Causing a Commotion and Holiday, just little things, but that you notice, but not huge. But one of the problems with the Huston video is the sound quality was bad. They got another copy of the sound. I think it must have been from Dallas. I think that was recorded. And they've overlaid it, and it matches 90% of the time, but then there's 10% of the time where it doesn't match, and she's talking when she's not, or she's not talking when she is. And then when it goes to the monologues and the bits in between that weren't in the other recording, it drops down to what the original audio must have been like, and you can barely hear what she's saying. The monologues are weird because I'm used to just the one version of each monologue, so to hear her sort of do different versions of the fish joke or the fish conversation, and just the sections after she's beat up Nikki and Donna are different, and that's strange as well. But for the most part, I think Nice is the best version, the best recorded. And then I think Barcelona, it's really soft. There's a lot of the greens in it, but you sort of do get some of the lesser detail kind of with Huston, but it's just a little bit sharper. Japan actually is probably, well, they were the two that were from Laserdisc, so probably Nice and Japan are probably the best. And then I think Barcelona, and then probably Huston for the colours and New Jersey last, because it's really blown out and you don't really get the middle tones. That I did watch the, I was going to say In Bed Madonna, but they take the Truth or Dare songs on their own, and it is very weird to see, how I sort of am more familiar with them versus these sort of new versions, and to see the show just from, it's like seeing it all over again. There are things you notice and things like I don't know how I didn't realize this, but in Vogue there's a whole background of painted figures that sort of match with the ones that are on the side of the stage at the start of the show, or for the whole show. I never noticed that before. I don't know how I didn't notice that. So many little things I didn't notice before, partly because you don't necessarily see them shot properly, but then in other concerts you do. It's possible to go through it all or remember it all, but it just feels like a new concert. It just feels different now that I've seen 5 versions of it, 6 really, but not complete. Because those were the ones that I know of, the only ones that I could find that were fully shot professionally, even if Jersey and Huston are a lot more simpler. They don't have a lot of the angles and wide shots and as many shots. So whether they were planned to be televised or whether they weren't, they didn't finish all that, or maybe they were going to do more or use other shots from other concerts, I don't know. But as far as I know, there are only 2 official releases of the concert, Nice and Japan. I know Barcelona was released, I think it might have been, not released, I think there is a video of it, I think it might have been bootleg, but and Huston definitely got a bootleg DVD because I found that. But now I've got to go find a version of that where the sound's intact. But it was an interesting experience. Like I said, it was amazing to see the concert from so many angles and see it so differently, and I felt like I was seeing it again for the first time in some ways, because it was weird. I didn't think I'd get through it as easily as I did, because I thought I'm just going to be watching the same thing over and over again, but it was different each time. But yeah, I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Have you watched them all? I was kind of disappointed in myself that I hadn't watched some of them at all. I'd never seen them. Like Jersey and Huston, I never really saw on the Japan one. So I'm glad I finally sat down and actually watched them properly. I didn't think I'd get as much out of them as I did. But yeah, I'm kind of tired. Because it was a bit difficult, because just sitting down and watching a whole concert when you're sort of sleep deprived and have insomnia is a bit tricky, and that's why it took me a few days. There are times where I usually, if I could get past what's the one before Causing a Commotion? If I could get past Causing a Commotion, if I get out of that section, I knew I could watch the whole concert. But if I was sort of tired by then, I sort of had to stop, and some of them I watched the first part and then I watched the rest later, the next day or something. So it was tricky getting through them all, and it did take a while. I wanted to watch them all in one go and really be able to compare them really tightly, but I wasn't able to do that. But I'm going to go. I've been talking too long. If you haven't seen them all, watch them all, but don't try and do it in one session or one sitting. Space them out. That's what I should have done. Try and enjoy them a bit more. But on to... actually I have to watch In Bed Madonna, Truth or Dare, and then I'm going to watch Strike a Pose, and probably some of the additional interviews with the dancers, just because I'm in a very Blonde Ambition sort of mood. And then I'm going to move on to, of course, The Girly Show, but there's only 2 of them, and I think there's the HBO version of Drowned World. I think it's the same concert though, it's just a slightly different edit, so I'm not sure if I'm going to sit through both of them, because there are 2 slightly different edits which I am familiar with, because the DVD version was different from the one they put on TV Live. It's mainly just with the editing. I think it's the exact same performance. But yeah, it's not going to take me as long to get through the rest of the concerts. But yeah, I'm going to go. Thanks, bye.